Hi everyone, I hope that you're all well and safe. Today I want to highlight a very important aspect, which is how to interact with professionals. I'm not a communication expert or something, but given the fact that for the past 4 months I've been interacting with many people, hundreds of people, who are asking specifically about the scholarship, some people asking about some professional questions, either regarding project management or so. So I got some insight about how people interact, and I've been doing some of these practices as well, which I don't consider to be very practical or very efficient. I'm going to lay these points in three different parts so that they're more digestible. The first part is, yeah, naturally you will greet a person when you send him a message, but the issue is some people they will greet you, they will send you a greeting message, and they will wait for you to greet them back so that they can ask you the question. I completely understand where these people are coming from. They're doing this in terms of being polite and being as if they're asking for your permission or something. But the problem here in a professional context is this person might be very busy. So when he find your greeting message and let us say he greeted you back, then you might not be available at that time. When you send him your message, he might not be available again, and you will need to wait for some time. So I think it's better to greet the person and right away to lay out your questions. And it's also important to lay all the questions all together, because if you looked at this, if you are sending one question and waiting for the person to answer, then you want to send the second question and then wait again, third question, waiting again. So you're going to wait for 3, 4 times, and this might take a very long time. So I think it's better to lay all your questions together so that when he finds some spare time, he can answer all your inquiries. This will be efficient for you in the first place and for him as well. This is the first point. The second aspect of this is you need to make these questions or inquiries as concise and clear as possible, because there are two issues with not with you not being clear or concise. The first issue is I might send you another message inquiring about what did you mean exactly, and then I'm going to wait for you to answer. When you send your restructured question, I'm going to wait. You are going to wait again for me to answer you, and so on. The second possibility is I'm going to answer you based on what I understood, and at this point, I might answer something else that isn't necessarily the thing that you're asking about. So both of these possibilities is not will not help you at all. Okay. So this is the first part. The second part is some people they ask for phone calls. I know that it's more interactive. People like interaction and so on. The problem is, for me personally, before I think 6 or 5 months, I had some inquiries regarding universities. I asked a question, some friend about this. He suggested that we have a phone call, and we had a phone call. He gave me lots of useful information. The only problem is after I think 2 months, I wanted to retrieve this information. I returned to the conversation. I couldn't find anything, and then I remembered that we didn't have any record. He didn't send me a message. He didn't send me a voice record. We had that on a phone call, and I can't find anything. So the problem here is when you ask for a phone call, you will not have any record. You won't be able to retrieve these information in any point of time in the future. And for the other person who's helping you, it's not very practical actually, because if I want to answer a question, let us say X, for me to answer this question using a voice record takes a considerably less time than answering this question on a phone call, because people naturally in a phone call they get diverted, distracted by side topics, things that are not very relevant to the main issue, and I don't think that this is very effective. So yeah, try to avoid asking for phone calls as as hard as possible. For me personally, I prefer voice records. So this is the second part. The last part is we all need to be considerate. We all need to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, because when you do this, you will think that okay, this person, he might be having a very tough masters. He might be having a very tight work schedule. He also has a family. He has social obligations. Also, there are many people like you asking him questions and inquiring about different stuff. So he's trying to balance these competing priorities one at a time. So it's going to be challenging. So we need to understand this. If he's answering you and he takes some time, it's not that he's procrastinating. It's not that he's not willing to help. It's just, unfortunately, we have limited capacity, so we can't do all of these things together. So yeah, but the only thing that we can do is to make this task easier for each other, and hopefully we can make this knowledge sharing process as efficient as possible. We want to eventually leverage the overall capacity of our nation and possibly achieve great results and uh, achievement in the future. Thank you.